Hi, I'm Bob Batchett, Executive Director of Prime Plus Senior Centers, and this is Prime Time with Bob. And I'm with I'm going to say this longtime friend, but you're not old. Steve
I'm pretty
Zollos
old, Bob.
is the big kahuna, the President and Executive Director of Senior Services Southeast Virginia. How you doing?
I'm doing very well. It's a pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me today, Bob.
Yeah, you're all, for COVID time, you're all dressed up.
How about that?
All the way to the floor?
That's right.
Oh, wow,
Yeah.
cool.
See, how about that?
I'm impressed. I'm not going to stand up because you and I talked 5 months ago, I guess, when this whole new world started, and that was before we discovered we could wear shorts.
That's right.
And kind of a new norm. So what's it been like? We were talking about what tomorrow is going to bring. Are we in tomorrow, or is it still groundhog?
I think we're still about midway. We're still looking and seeing, when will this break and when can we get back to some resemblance of normalcy. So, as you know, for our seniors out in the community, it's been a very difficult time, and really has challenged us to make sure we've been able to meet the needs of the seniors out in our neighborhoods. But at the same time, Bob, it's offering some real opportunities. I think for the first time in many years, focus has come to how are we treating our seniors? What are the real needs of seniors out in the community? And our representatives, I think they're getting a real true understanding of what's going on, along with our city leaders. And I think there's an opportunity here where the attention is where it should be, and how do we best take care and provide what's needed for a vibrant senior, older adult community throughout Hampton roads.
Well, at the beginning of the COVID shutdown, there was an immediate need of delivery of services, food, shelter, those basic needs. And you guys stepped right up to the plate and kind of re-engineered the whole organization, where you were used to serving congregate meals, right here at Prime Plus is one of them, to really getting it into the front step of seniors. Now, though, aren't we dealing with a new vulnerability of keeping seniors safe by staying at home, because home is the safest place to be? But what do you think we're going to find in 6 months' time when we knock on that front door of a disconnected senior?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of looking at the crystal ball and trying to get a feel for what do we think tomorrow will bring. And, of course, as we're looking at seniors re-entering the regular world, we're anticipating that it's going to be a little bit slower than the general population. We already see kids, if you will, young adults who are kind of oftentimes neglecting their duties and responsibilities in relation to COVID, going to big parties, going down to the beach, things like that, the things that kids do. It's not going to be that way with seniors for the most part. Being the most vulnerable to this epidemic, we're anticipating that seniors are going to be a little reticent to get back into society and start to engage again. So one of the things that we're doing here at Senior Services, we're preparing our offices and our events and our programming to be a really trusted resource for seniors, especially for those first steps when they want to get out and they go, well, I'm not so sure. They can look to Senior Services and say, you know what, they're having a program. I know they've got my safety as their first priority. If I'm going to step out, I'm going to start there. And it's really important, Bob, that seniors be looking that way. We fight year-round seniors' tendency to become isolated and stop building friendships and losing relationships and not regenerating new relationships. So we provide the environments and the settings for seniors to be able to do that. And with COVID, it's really locked things down, right? So we're trying to reach out into the homes now. We're trying to provide environments where when seniors do step back in, they can do it virtually and then physically again when that time comes.
Well, in fact, we've seen that at Prime Plus because, well, let me put it this way. In early March, we averaged about 200 people coming to Prime Plus, taking classes, 75 different experiences, a week that they could participate in, from food to exercise to seminars. We now have one class in-house that's being broadcasted virtually. It's got 8 people in it with enough room for 12 only. That class in the past would have had 40 people in it. But we're still touching lives because hundreds and hundreds of people a day are taking classes virtually with Prime Plus. So where I say, do what you normally do, but do it differently. Now you've got an event coming up that the world knows about because you've got a long history of that event down at, it's huge. And you're doing it again, but you're doing it differently?
Yeah, we've had to change things up. Just like our drivers, when the epidemic first hit, our drivers stopped delivering people because it wasn't appropriate, it wasn't safe, and they started delivering meals and personal items to the home instead. We've had to do the same thing with our education and conference programming. So every year for the past a long time, really, we've been doing the Art of Healthy Aging down at the Virginia Beach Convention Center.
Great event. We've participated every year. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. And 800 to 1,000 seniors would come out. They'd fill the hall. We'd have exhibitors. We'd have education programming. We'd have movement programming, things that seniors could really grab hold of and learn how to age gracefully, if you will. And this year, we've turned that on its head a little bit. We said seniors can't come to us.
A little bit, Steve? You've turned it on a little bit? It's all relative.
That's right. So we decided to make it a virtual event. And the beauty of the event is now, instead of being limited to about 1,000 seniors that can come and turning away the others who want to come, now everybody can be involved. The event's going to be actually a 3-part series, because instead of being in a conference center for a whole day, we thought you can't be on your computer all day and pay attention. So we broke it into 3 segments. The first one being on August 19th, and you can tune in on our website. Prime Plus will be hosting it as well. A lot of the local city, the jurisdictional stations are going to carry it as well. So there's a number of places you can tune in and see it. And we're going to be doing everything from showing folks the importance of vision and how they can maintain their sight throughout their older years. We're going to talk about signing up for Medicare benefits and the difficulties with that and how to get the most out of your Medicare benefits. Also, we're going to do a number of things on movement, the importance of staying active and how that will help you remain active as you age. We have music by the Mosaic Steel Orchestra to lighten things up. They're an international.
Yeah, I've already signed up for Medicare and all that, but they are awesome.
Yes, they are. And you might be interested because it's not all health and wellness. We even have a segment on genealogy and how you can research your genealogy and leave a legacy for your family that'll be appreciated for generations to come. So all different things like that. It's going to be really exciting. We're hoping everybody will tune in, and I think everyone's going to really enjoy it.
You made the comment about you can reach out and have more people touched. We've discovered by going virtual, example, coffee and chat. In the past, we had a piano player come in. He'd play for maybe 35 to 50 people on a Thursday morning. He is averaging over 800 views every time he plays. And by the way, that interview that I talked about before, you got about 600 views with that interview. If you and I had been talking, it would have been in a meeting of 12 people and 6 of them would have tuned out. We're now, because of this, when you say, last year when I heard people say, gosh, I wish my sister had come to this event. Now they can share it with them and their sister can come.
Yep.
But we have a problem, don't we? Where a lot of seniors, now the ones who are watching this get it. But there are other people who can't watch this interview because they refuse to open up their laptop. What are you doing about that?
Yeah, it's I don't really call it a problem. I call it an opportunity.
That's true.
Because another thing that's happened with COVID is it's really brought technology and seniors together. And we have numbers of seniors, a large group of seniors that can utilize the technology, and they're stepping in with both feet. But we also have even a larger percentage of the senior population that is maybe a little bit intimidated to get online and figure out which buttons do I press, and it just seems so confusing. So we've been working, as you know, with you, Bob, and Westminster Canterbury and EVMS and others to develop a pilot project of how we can help older adults who may not be as acclimated to technology as they want to be, how we can train them up in a simple fashion, provide them with a tablet or computer, and be able to easily access the things that are important to them. Things like, you know, Bob, so many doctors' offices now are saying, look, I need to have my well checks online. I need to be able to see you and talk to you. And it's hard for the older adults. So we want to be able to train them in that. When we want to connect with our grandchildren or our children online because we're isolated, it's another opportunity to train them to say, how do I press a button and get to Aunt Joe and talk to her about what's going on with me and my kids today, you know?
And what's really been cool is we've discovered that a lot of our activity, senior services and Prime Plus, really isn't about education and the formality of getting information out. It's that connection between people. We've been doing Zoom conversations with our caregivers from our adult day service. And it's been so rewarding because we've seen a blending of the caregivers and the participants who have Alzheimer's participating in a Zoom meeting. So here I am on my screen, and all of a sudden I've got the two Marines talking to the Air Force guy who happens to be a participant, and the other Marines are caregivers, and they're sharing their life experiences. That is so cool. But we couldn't do it if they didn't come to the virtual world.
Yeah, and I have to hand it to you and Prime Plus. You guys have really been on the forefront pushing this opportunity out to as many seniors as possible. And I really hope the seniors are watching and going, I'm going to talk to my friend and show them how easy this is, and allowing them. And that's maybe why your viewership is growing so rapidly.
It is.
Because folks who are enjoying the programming, they see the value, and they're talking to their friends and helping them get online and get involved.
So my plea is for people who are watching this, and it's easy for them, find a friend from church, a family member, and say, let me help you get set up. Because let me tell you, I didn't know how to do it on March 16th. A lot of people have helped me get through here, how you can. Now, I still am working on the lighting, you know. So we got about a minute left. What do you see tomorrow being?
I think tomorrow is going to be an expansion of being able to keep seniors healthy, active, and engaged. Like we've been talking about, once COVID goes away and we're back to normal, the technology is going to stay. And we'll probably go back, for example, with our Art of Healthy Aging program we've been talking about. We'll probably go back and do it live, but we'll also tape it, and we will put it up online so the people who are in their homes and can't get out, or we don't have room for, and they wanted to come to the program, they will be able to take advantage of that. Same with exercise programming, health benefits, all the different services that we provide will now be opened up to a wider population, and folks will be healthier, more active, and more engaged because we went through this process.
Yeah. And Steve, I want to kind of close with a comment you made a lot earlier in this conversation, that seniors have value. And that if I think people are discovering that there's a need there that needs to be met, but the seniors can help meet the need too. So I want to thank you and Senior Service Southeast Virginia for being a voice for seniors throughout the entire region. And plead to the people that are watching this to hit share and send this interview, this conversation, to their political leadership and their other friends, because seniors do have value. Thanks for everything you've done, and I'm looking forward to tuning in to your upcoming events and also being an active participant with you. Thank you for everything.
Thank you, Bob. I appreciate the time.
My pleasure. Stay safe and stay connected. Thanks a lot.